You alright? So it's a new Cameo episode. I'll probably end up putting a different style of episode out next week. I might give you a daily update or something because I've got some on, so I might not be able to put one together for you. But anyway, getting ahead of ourselves. So this week we got three. This week we got one of them is a weird one because two different people ordered a video for someone of the same name who were both seemed to be going out for steak dinners for a birthday with a group of people, which I thought was pretty weird. But one of them seemed to be ordered by the person whose birthday it was. And then there's another one. I don't know which one you've got. I won't find out till I'm editing the name, making sure everyone's called Tig Biddy Dave. So I don't know until you know. Well, obviously I'll know like a few hours before this goes out as I'm editing it now. But anyway, that just makes me sound dumb, innit? If you want to order a Cameo though for yourself or for your mum, your nan, next door neighbour, Maybe you've had a bit of an altercation in a car park somewhere and you know that they regularly park there and you want to buy yourself a cheap memory stick or something, a little USB stick, and you could order one of these videos from me, download it, put it on the USB stick, slip it in an envelope and slip it through someone's door, after you've followed them home from the car park. Maybe even somehow stick it into the door handle so they find it there and they're like, oh my god, what's on this? Because they might be thinking it's pictures of them cheating on their wife, or you've somehow found you've put something on it that when they plug it into their computer there's fucking heaps of child porn suddenly on the computer. I was thinking the other day as well, it would have been kind of funny, but definitely funny, overkill but funny, if when SEAL Team 6 went and killed Bin Laden, if they also took a fella from the CIA with them and they were like, right mate, we're going to kill him, but just in case public opinion happens to sway because we've killed a guy in his bedroom, you've got the CP, right? You've got the child porn on you. Good lad. And they're all like rubbing his hair and that, being like, you little scamp. You not watched it though, have you? He's like, no, I've not watched it. I'm only messing with you. You know what I mean? Like because they're fucking hard as nails, innit? They know he's not a pedo, but then they're going, fucking right. We're going to kill him. Computer's in here. You plug that in. Barry, keep an eye on him. And Barry, watches over the CIA guy. And then as soon as the CIA guy's uploaded it, they kill him anyway. So there's, one less sort of loose end. Ironically for the CIA as well, because, they're normally the ones doing that supposedly, if you after the stuff you read on the internet. Anyway, then they upload the child porn, and just in case they've got that in the back pocket, they're like, oh, he had Britney Spears on video, a collection of My Little Ponies, and his face photoshopped onto printouts of various Hey Arnold characters, and we got this little video that we definitely haven't photoshopped of him trying to speak to that monkey from the Wild Thornberrys in a video, that he's clearly made for himself because he's been hiding out over here. But he's also, look at this, that we also found on his computer, shitloads of child porn. What a bad guy. Just in case, you never know if public opinion's going to sway, do you know what I mean? If someone was like, in 20 years time, they're like, should they really have done that? Shouldn't they have done that? Because I imagine there's contingency plans for everything. But anyway, we've gotten very distracted here. To be fair, if you enjoyed that little bit there, probably go and have a go with the Patreon while it's free. And there's an awful lot of just ramblings on there. But anyway, let's get into the first one. So this first one here is one of the ones that people bought, and there was two of them. And this one is, as far as I know, the description for this one was going out for a big fat steak with all the gang. And they wanted me to tell him, you're a legend and the best American football player in the whole of the UK. Which I think is a bit of a simple one. They've not given me much to go off, as you can tell. But here you go, mate. Here's the first one. Right, Tig Biddy Dave. Happy birthday, mate. Little birthday message for you from Shifty Mike. It says you're going out for a big fat steak with all the gang. So I was trying to think of things that, might be good for you and the gang. It's not like you and the boys, it's you and the gang. So I imagine that means there's multiple different types of people with you. But I've got the foxglove puppet here for you. Now, they've not given me a lot to go off, which seems to be a theme this week, people not giving me too much to go off. But apparently... Tig Biddy Dave. Which I'm hoping it, like, isn't like a mean nickname. It sounds like it could be a mean nickname. We won't go into why, but it sounds like it could be a mean nickname. But apparently you're a legend and the best American football player in the whole of the UK, which is quite a title if it's true, mate. I once knew an American football player. He tried knocking me out in a pub. But I thought something you could do with the gang, right, is you could all do a bit of cock slapping, you know. Not as in like get your tackle out like that, nothing like that. You can't be doing that in a steakhouse anyway. You can do it at home, you do what you want at home, innit, as long as you're all of age and all into it. Don't be doing it with people that aren't into it. Don't be trying to trick people at the urinal. Tig Biddy Dave. Don't be going like, do you ever see Star... Well, sorry, do you ever see Star Wars? Maybe you're a fancy pisser and you just put your hands behind your pants and let it hang over the waistband of your kecks. You ever see Pirates of the Caribbean, lad? The person's looking at them. Right. There's not a urinal there and a urinal there, so you can like imagine that eye contact's maintained. And they're looking at this side and they're becoming like more nervous now. They're getting a bit of a shrivel on them. They're like, yeah, I like the first one. The second one was okay, but I don't remember the name of that. After that, I sort of lost interest. There's just too many of them. Oh yeah. Do you want to recreate a scene? And he's like, it's just, and he starts going like, oh, okay, and he starts trying to run away from you like this, like Johnny Depp. Like apparently that's because he's so used to being on a boat, he runs like a marionette doll, innit, when he's on land. So he starts trying to run away from you like this in the bathroom with his dick out, pissing all down his legs, all over his shoes and the floor, in the steakhouse. I don't know what the brands are of steakhouses. Let's call it Johnny's Steakhouse. You're in Johnny's Steakhouse, piss now all over the bathroom. And you're like, no, come here. But don't be doing that, right? Because that's untoward and, you know, unseemly. But cock slappers is a little game I've devised with these little glass chickens. And it's just, you just sort of make them slap hands, mate. I think the point of the game really, because you don't want to break them because they're glass. But it's a bit like a game of bowls, mate. But what you want to do is you want to get the hands to perfectly clasp together, and you each take it in turns to do it like that. He got close there, didn't it? I got lost in that then, sorry. But but I thought you might like that as a little game, mate. You can even play it at the table while you're having your steaks. I thought I'd show you something else, mate. Do you want to see up the skirt of this ornament I've made? So this is a ornament, right? It's a ornament because it's an ornament with fauna attached to it. This is duckling skin, this is rat skin, and this is a baby chicken's beak here. But this one's quite good, isn't it? Because if you turn it round, you can look up her dress. As you can see, she's got some white knickers on. Someone obviously thought it was prudent to make her an ornament of what you can only assume is a very young person because they're on roller skates. It's not really an adulty thing to do, is it, play on roller skates? But I think it's weird that someone made this ornament. So I lopped its head off because its head was all scratched, which adds questions as well. Like, who had it first and kept touching the head of it and rubbing the paint away on the head? Why were they doing that? It's a bit odd, innit? But, I mean, I'm saying it's a bit odd, innit? I've swapped its head for 3 different types of dead animal. But I just thought it's fun that you can see up its dress. So I thought you might like that. It's called Skater Beard. And beard as in B-Y-R-D, like Avril Lavigne's songs, you know. And then I've got this, mate. This is something new. No one's seen this yet, unless people are on my Patreon. They'll have seen it in a little clip. This is going to be the new inbreed. For the new. So it was seagulls, but now it's budgies now. Blue budgies with webbed toes. That's how you know they're inbreeds. Because obviously, like, budgies are very in this season, but also, like, they're all brother and sister, innit? Like passerine, obviously, if you breed lots of passerine together, you end up with what's inevitably waterfowl. That's why they get the webbed toes and that, meat. So I don't know what you think of that. Don't know if that really goes with your birthday. But maybe if you're thinking to yourself, I'd like something that's going to last for my birthday, give these a little bash, mate. So I hope you enjoy your steak, mate, your big fat steak with all the gang. I hope that you're getting one each, because the idea of you all sitting around, I mean, it is kind of nice, though. It's kind of sweet, the idea of like 10 people. Let's imagine 8 lads all sitting around. and they're all pitching in £2 every birthday to buy one steak for you all to like having little slices and just eat like that. Just and then you pass the plate along, and obviously it's your birthday, so you get an extra slice. That's kind of sweet in a way if that is what you're doing. But it's a shame, because you could all just go and get a cheeseburger or something and sit and eat together. But it's still nice that they're doing this sort of thing for you.
Tig Biddy Dave.
Happy birthday, mate.
Oh, there you go. There's the first one. I don't know what you're thinking. What do you think of these Cameo episodes? Let me know in the little poll below if you're listening on Spotify. And if you can, leave a little 5-star rating, share your favourite episode in your Instagram stories and that, or send your favourite episode to a friend. I'd say my favourite episode is Here's How to Convince Yourself You're a Bus Driver. Here's How to Convince People You're a Bus Driver. I apologise. Or Here's How to Convince People You're internationally renowned course fisherman Neil Leftbrook, which may not even be out yet on Spotify. If you've got the time, you can probably find it on one of the videos on Patreon, or you can find the audio for it on my YouTube, World Around You, and I think you'll probably like that one as well. They're two of my favourite Here's Hows anyway. But speaking of the Patreon, and I mentioned it briefly in there as well, if you want to join the Patreon, you can try it free for a free trial. 7 days, you get 200 and something bonus podcasts, and then another 10 bonus podcasts and more bonus podcasts, and then you can access my ebooks, which are also available as paperbacks from my website. There's all sorts on there, mate, all sorts. You can join for £1, £3. £3 gets you access to everything. £1 gets you access to some of the stuff on there. But if you join for £1, everybody gets the no matter what tier you pay for, you'll get the heads up about when the next wrap pencil case is going to be made available on the website. So it gives you a bit of a heads up against the other people. I always feel a bit scummy trying to get the Patreon clips in here, like to be like, sign up to me Patreon. But if I don't do it, you won't know it exists in it, so no fucker will sign up to it. And most people don't even seem to know what Patreon is either. But it'd be nice if you signed up, even if you just try it for a free trial, mate. There's a lot of stuff on there. It'd just be nice to know people are enjoying it, innit? Obviously, it's nice to earn a couple of quid as well for the stuff that I think about and put effort and time into. But I sell dead rats in it, so if I'm honest, this has become more of a sort of like the hobby side of things, the podcast stuff and that. It's just it's a nice way to get shit out of my head as well, the stuff I put on Patreon. Couldn't really probably put it out of public podcasts because some of it might be a little bit questionable, some of the things I'm spouting. Not in like, arm raised in the air, one finger under the nose kind of way. Nothing racist and mental like that, just, wondering if I should be brushing my teeth and that because I'm worried things in the tap water might be affecting my brain and stuff like that, and like really stewing on that for a couple of weeks and all sorts of stuff, mate. Like what are they really doing with the sewerage systems and just questioning the world? The sort of stuff that everyone gets paranoid about from time to time. Anyway, the next one we've got is this one is. Let me find who it's for. This one is for a birthday, which has just passed. They're turning 56. Again, it must be a popular thing this week for birthday. She's going out for a meal. Once the person who's ordered the Cameo comes back from holiday. Until then, she's having fun feeding their cats. Something special to know about this Tig Biddy Dave is that she's got a hunched back and would like to be turned into a pencil case when she passes away. So, again, I don't remember doing this one, but it's only from a few days ago as well. But still, the person who ordered this one really liked it. They did leave a nice little review about it. So, getting into this one, here you go. Here's the next one. Right, Tig Biddy Dave, Jiggly Mitch.
You wanted me to get in touch with you, mate, say happy birthday. Apparently you're turning 56, which, seems odd that he's told me that. You don't normally tell people how old women are going to be, do you? What else makes this strange?
Tig Biddy Dave is Jiggly Mitch.
He sent me a photograph of you, bit of a mugshot kind of thing, just of you, sort of like that much of you, so like your head, mainly just your head, at a bit of an angle. Don't know what he wants me to do with that. I'm not going to rip you, take the piss out of you. It doesn't give me enough to go off. Apparently as well, you're going to be going out for a nice meal with him. He said she'll be going out for a nice meal once I return from holiday, which sort of heavily implies that what's actually going on here is he's got you locked away somewhere in a cupboard,
maybe in one of them small rooms that are a bit too big to be a cupboard, but not enough to be a box room. You know, like the sort of things you have under a staircase. Maybe he's got you tied up in one of them with a little sort of like hamster water bottle, and you can just like that every now and then maybe someone's coming along and giving you, I don't know, something that's just enough to keep you going. But that means that you're not a meal, because he's not said a nice meal. He's not going to treat you, Caroline. There's no special treatment for you here.
Tig Biddy Dave.
Nothing too nice for you. It could just be, you know, like a takeaway pizza in a park. You know, like one of them cheap ones that cost about £9, £10 margarita from the kebab shop. He's going to sit you down on a park bench and be like,
Tig Biddy Dave.
you're free to go now. It's over. I'm finished with you. My holiday's done.
Tig Biddy Dave.
He's just calling it his holiday. But what that actually is like he's suffered some form of mental break. And he's actually just somebody else in, like, he's still
Jiggly Mitch. But it's Jiggly Mitch.
the inside of somebody else, like in the same body, but he's not being himself. But then when his holiday's over, this is actual
Jiggly Mitch.
from inside of his head, sending you this, using the bank card, so bad
Jiggly Mitch.
doesn't know, because bad
Jiggly Mitch.
doesn't know the CVV number off the back of the card. There's good Jamie hides the cards, but he's got all the power. Good
Jiggly Mitch.
but bad
Jiggly Mitch.
is in control at the moment. But good
Jiggly Mitch.
he's got the power in the long run, and good
Jiggly Mitch.
is going to free you from this.
Tig Biddy Dave.
But apparently you're having fun feeding his cats, which again sounds a lot like you're in prison somewhere and you've just been locked away, and that no one's coming for you. You've just been locked in a room somewhere with a load of cats, and slowly over time, whilst
Jiggly Mike.
he's having his quote unquote holiday, these cats are getting hungry and eating, consuming you,
Tig Biddy Dave.
chewing at you, chewing at your neck, your chin, your shoulders, your arms, your legs, you know, just nibbling away until they like really break the flesh, and then they're just gonna go to town on you.
Tig Biddy Dave.
They're gonna just rip you limb from limb, mate, these cats, and then you're gonna go for a meal, and it might be a meal as in like, you know, for the worms, for the fish, you know, like just dump you in an hole somewhere. Maybe that's what his holiday is, mate. Maybe he's out somewhere, just gone away for a few days, plotting this murder of you. So he's going to go and dig a hole somewhere. He's got that prepared. Got a bit of tarp over it. He's dug one side higher than the other as well, so the tarp's at an angle, so the water doesn't just like fill in the tarp and just cave in and fill it up with water. Because that'd be no good for disposing of your body, would it?
Tig Biddy Dave. If Jiggly Mike.
He was looking to actually murder you and that. Apparently you've got a hunchback as well, so that hole would be a bit smaller, wouldn't it? Wouldn't have to be, you know, like a hole like to bury you like this way. If you're like this, then it can be a little bit of a shorter hole. Maybe that's why he's selected you.
Tig Biddy Dave.
Maybe that's why he's chose to murder you during this mental break. Apparently, though, you don't want to be buried when you die. Apparently, you want to be turned into a pencil case.
Tig Biddy Dave.
Now, is that because you're a big fan of dead rats, and maybe even specifically my dead rats? Or is it more so because when you're dead you want to have something rammed up your arse with a bit of intensity and for a specific purpose, rather than being something perverted, you know? You don't want being... In life you're like, no, it's not going up my bum. It's not going up my bum. My name's
Tig Biddy Dave.
and I'm not putting things up my bum because I'm I'm not doing that. But when I'm dead, you can do it when I'm dead. Which is a mental thing to say.
Tig Biddy Dave.
You can't go around saying that to people, because obviously
Jiggly Mike's.
took heed to this. Auntie, hey, you're being like, oh, over my dead body.
Jiggly Mitch.
It's like, fucking, we're in here. Goodbye, good.
Jiggly Mitch. Hello, bad Jiggly Mitch.
You know, he just drops his brow, just furrows his brow for the next 2 months like this. Starts speaking in a bit of a different voice, but it's only slightly different. It's just sort of slower, more pronounced. And you're thinking to yourself, he seems a bit odd. Is he depressed? Oh, he might be depressed. He's saying he's on holiday, but I know he's in. He's just locked me in this big cupboard again. Oh, isn't he funny? But anyway, I hope you have a nice birthday.
Tig Biddy Dave.
And I hope it goes well for you than that, if that's what you say for birthdays. I would love to be able to say more to you, but he's not given me too much to go off. He's only really told me what I've referenced here. But I'm going to be bringing these back for Christmas. What do you reckon? These are me men from Turkey, little gingerbread men made out of turkey feet. And I'll probably just started bringing back these as well by the time you're seeing this. These should be on the website. These are called reammonites. So it's baby chicken toes and an actual ammonite to make it look like it's come back to life.
Tig Biddy Dave.
Something that you might not be doing
if he doesn't come home soon, eh? Once these cats get finished with you, once these cats are through with you, mate. Persians, Siamese, Moggies, they're all there, aren't they? Armies of them, and they're inviting the friends over, aren't they? Just taking over the house, filling the house with the smell of cat piss, whilst you're there just tied in the cupboard, like, sort of gagged, like that, like, oh, come on. And you're there though. You've been sort of what's the word? Stockholmed into it. So you're there, fucking gagged, just trying to them all because you want them to come over to you still because you know you've started to love these cats, but you're just there tied up, getting your forearms and that, and your back chewed out by these cats. It's a horrible experience. This
Tig Biddy Dave.
I feel sorry for you. I hope your birthday turns out better though than this time where
Jiggly Mitch has
abandoned you, mate. Happy birthday, mate.
I think we got lost there for a moment, did we? I think I started calling Jiggly Mitch Jiggly Mike. Maybe even called him other stuff. Got a bit confused for it, to be honest with you. Now, if you are listening to this, right, I just had a thought. Follow me on YouTube. There's loads of videos on my YouTube. Plus, you can see the car. I made a stop motion animation out of paper a few years ago, which ends with it's got like the life cycle of a rabbit, if you like, but that rabbit gets deep throated by another rabbit, shags that rabbit. That rabbit then goes on to have baby rabbits, kits, I think they're called, and then he gets captured by a man, and I won't ruin the ending for you, no spoilers, but go and watch it. It's called Champagne. You'll find it on my YouTube. It'd be a mint video to go viral if people started watching that, because I think it's the sort of thing that people would want to send to each other. I like to think of it as sort of old school YouTube. I know that makes me sound very big-headed and a bit of a dickhead, but I think it is. It's the sort of thing that I think the internet was made for, making weird shit like that and then trying to force it upon people. Because I made it because I felt bad for... I was doing my first art exhibition, and I felt bad for only showing dead things I'd made out of dead animals, because I hadn't made anything specific to the brief of the exhibition. So I made a cartoon, a stop motion animation, which took me, I don't know, about 30 odd hours, like the equivalent of like a week's worth of work almost, to take the photographs alone and cut out the pieces of paper. And then it took me about 12-18 hours to collate them all, and then maybe another couple hours to do the sound effects and stuff. So a lot of work went into it, and I would say probably not enough people have watched it to even cover that amount of time. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've not looked for a while. It could have more views than what I remember. And there's a narrated version as well. But personally, I would watch the unnarrated, the non-narrated, not the unnarrated, because I've not removed the narration. The narration came later on a separate video. But go and have a watch of that, mate. You might find it funny, innit? Plus, it's a nice little way to help me out. That don't cost you now, because it might pump up my views and that on YouTube and help people find all my videos on there and that, because there's fucking loads, mate. But if you do feel like helping me out, obviously join the Patreon, patreon.com/worldaroundyou. I know I keep mentioning it, but we've now got, I think there's 45 people now on the Patreon, so that's pretty good. Thank you if you're listening to this and you're one of them. You're fucking mint, mate. If you're not one of them and you can't afford it, fair enough. If you're not one of them and you don't want it, fair enough, mate. I just hope you're enjoying this. You've listened to this so far. This episode as well is brought to you by Fat Pete's Prints. So if you want to go and get some like questionable pictures on shirts, one that looks like an old bloke that looks like a paedophile, a picture of an hairy fat belly on a sticker, a dog's bumhole on a magnet. There's all sorts on there. He's got all sorts. Does Fat Pete? It's an Etsy shop. There's a link for that below. If you use the discount Dead Rats, it'll be below if it's all capitals or not, I can't remember, but look in the description. You'll get, I think it's 15% off of his Etsy shop, so go and give that a bash if you fancy that. And there's new stuff on my website as well, which you can get a discount for if you join my Patreon. But if not, there's new stuff on the website anyway, new canvases. I put them up the other day, so go and have a look at them as well, because you'll be able to see some of my old work. The canvases is a bit like a gallery of sorts of some of my old work. Anyway, let's get on with the next one. So next up, we've got, this one is hard to find. There we go. So this one, the relationship is the girlfriend, or this is for his girlfriend or her girlfriend. Keeping it modern and that, and inclusivity and such. They wanted me to motivate her to get on with her modelling. Apparently she needs some motivation to get going, as she postpones things a lot. Imagine she would look good modelling some of your rat scrotum pendants, mate. And something that they'd like me to know about, Tig Biddy Dave, is that she's got 2 fucking rabbits running around the house. So
Here we go. I can imagine I probably bring up champagne in this because I've been reminded about rabbits. Maybe that's why I thought to remind you about rabbits just now. I've got no idea. Remind you about champagne, I mean. But anyway, here's the next one.
Yeah,
Tig Biddy Dave.
I'm guessing it's
Tig Biddy Dave.
so I'm if I refer to
Grabby George
as a woman and they're actually a man, or vice versa, then I've got no idea what sort of name
Grabby George
is. But this is from
Grabby George.
me. Because it gets confusing because it says what's your relation to the recipient. It says girlfriend, so I'm presuming that
Grabby George
is a girl, so she's also going to be a her or a she in this. I could be wrong, it's not a, I don't care either way. I don't know you, I'm not asked, but just for the sake of, this making sense to you. But
Grabby George.
he wants me to tell you to get on with your modelling because you're not getting any younger, innit? And you're gonna start looking rough. And the more you stress about it and worry about it and freak out about it, and the longer you put it off for, the worse you're gonna end up looking, and the harder it's gonna be to become a model. So realistically, you should probably just start now. Why not just fucking just throwing it out there, right? I've got an OnlyFans. You probably wouldn't expect it, but I do, right? Seems a bit weird. I don't get me knob out like that. There's no nudity on there. A little bit of boxer stuff and that. Over the trouser stuff. Nothing comes out though. But it's possible. And then you don't need an agent. You don't need anything like that. You could just use Instagram, TikTok to market yourself. If you send me a message, I will send you a link, right? Hey, where you can join OnlyFans through this link, and I get 5% of your takings, mate. Then, but at no cost to you. But this isn't a pitch for me trying to get you to sign up to OnlyFans so I can make some money off you. This is trying to give you the confidence, a stranger I've never seen. I don't know, mate. They say beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Grabby George.
Could be blind as a bat, mate. You might be hideous. I've got no idea. Maybe
Grabby George is
taking the piss. Maybe, you've been in some form of car accident or something, and
Grabby George is
thinking, need to cheer it up. You could still be, of course, you could still be a model.
Tig Biddy Dave.
Of course, doesn't matter that you've got, still got bits of windscreen in your face. They can't remove, because if they do, you'll damage your brain, irreversibly damage it, and you'll just start, like that woman that woke up speaking Chinese kind of thing. Maybe that'll happen to you. But then what that does is opens up your market, mate. Because I can't imagine with a name like
Tig Biddy Dave
that you are Chinese, because it sounds kind of European. So maybe what you actually do then is you go over to China and you become a model, and then you'll stand out, mate, because you look a bit different. That's what they want in modelling. They want people that look a bit different. They might not want overly beautiful people and that, but
Grabby George
thinks, right? Remy seems to think that you're alright and that you could be a model and that, which is very flattering. You've got to agree.
Tig Biddy Dave.
Maybe you should, think about asking
Grabby George
to marry you. He obviously thinks a lot of you, don't they? But they think you'd look good modelling one of these, mate, which is a rat scrotum pendant. Now this one's a bit bigger than most because I ordered the wrong size thing. So whoever's bought this one is actually going to get more rat scrotum than usual. But it's still got. You can have a little listen to the rub. I don't know where the microphone is, so we're just going to rub it around. That's my finger rubbing on the rat scrotum, just in case maybe your eyes don't work. Apparently as well, your house stinks, mate. Now,
Grabby George isn't
said that specifically in such harsh terms, but he says that you've got 2 rabbits running around the house, which is pretty grim, mate. That is pretty grim. Does the rabbit look anything like this rabbit though? Oh fucking hell, just sort of stabbed myself there with a bit of wire. Look at this. Does it look anything like him? I'm going to take him apart, mate, and make him into something. He's fucked, isn't he? Like fucked beyond belief. Just broken in bits. Wasting my money on it, if anything.
Tig Biddy Dave.
Probably shouldn't have bought it, but I like a challenge. See what I can turn this into. Normally I just skin the rabbits myself, but this one's already done, so I thought I'd chance it, mate. I thought I'd give it a go, but I don't know if it's going to do too much, to be honest. I don't think there's going to be that much of it I can use. But, you know, if you ever get sick of having yours,
Tig Biddy Dave,
you could always, you know, get rid of him and get like a normal animal to have around your house. I used to know a bloke that, well, he wasn't a bloke at the time, he was just my age, but his family had a very, very, very angry dog and an equally angry tortoise that lived in the living room. It was fucking well weird. If you went near the tortoise, it'd try and have you. If you went near the dog would try and kill you. It's fucking well weird, mate. Maybe try that, mate. Having rabbits is bad, man. I had rabbits as a kid, and they were always trying to shag each other and bite me and attack me, and once you let them out the run, they'd just fucking run and hide in a bush, and then when you'd go near them, they'd bite you and they'd scratch you. They're evil fucking cunts, mate. I don't get why anyone would want them in their house. But I suppose it's good because they're little pellets, and they're not going to really throw up a fur ball and that like a cat does occasionally. Plus, they're not going to have, it's not sloppy shits, is it, from a rabbit? You can just sort of like pick them up with your bare hand and just rinse your fingers under the tap. Probably don't even really need soap. Whereas if you go around picking up cat shit or dog shit with your bare hands, you're going to get like that mucusy stuff on your fingers, aren't you? You're not really going to want that, but there's not really any mucus on rabbit shit. I've never noticed the sparkle of a sheen to a piece of rabbit poo. I don't know if you have.
Tig Biddy Dave.
I imagine your house is full of it, so you'd know better than me. I don't know if we've got much else to go off here. I mean, apparently you postpone things a lot, man, and that's a bad habit as well. Like, disregarding what I was saying about, you know, maybe you're going to get uglier with age and then you won't be able to be a model. So you should go for it. But you shouldn't really postpone things anyway. That whole mentality of, I think I should do all of this first before I do that. Unless you're talking about something very serious, like having a child, where you're thinking to yourself, maybe I should earn a few quid before I have a kid. And you think, yeah, fair enough, that makes sense. But if you're thinking about just trying something as a job or a hobby, there's no point thinking, oh, but first I've got to try this, or I've got to do this first, and I've got to do that, or I'm going to wait off on doing that, because you will never get round to it. There's that saying, isn't there, that people say, if you've never done a skydive by time you're, 35, 30, something like that, then you're never going to do one. Like, that's, I don't think it's as serious as that. I don't think that's as literal, because obviously anybody could do a skydive, can't they? It's not a very difficult thing to do a skydive. In essence, when you do a skydive, because you're always strapped to a professional when you do them, really all you've got to do is turn up for the day. That's it. You know, you've got to just sort of like lean out of the plane, fall through the plane, or, you know, jump. It's not that hard. All you're doing is falling. The person strapped to your back's doing all the hard work. And even then, people put that off because it's scary, but the fella that's tied to your back, he's just at work, mate. Not many people want to die at work. Maybe police officers and people in the army, you know, but not a skydiver. A skydiver doesn't want to die at work. He's just at work trying to get paid, trying to earn a living. He wants to go home and, you know, neglect his kids or fucking ignore his wife for a few hours when he gets back. Do you know what I mean? So it's not worth putting things off, mate. Anyway, I hope that you, you know, I hope that you give the modelling a go, mate. You know, you could. Why not? Why not give it a go? Like I say, man, if I can have an OnlyFans and people sign up to that, I'm a fucking weirdo, mate. Do you know what I mean? I make stuff out of fucking dead birds, like this. That's me duck lad. I'm going to be making some other stuff out of baby chicken toes today as well. Do you know, they got little hands, baby chicken toe hands, mate. That's why I'm saying baby chicken toes. It might not be too obvious to you. Don't know if I've got anything else new to show you, really. I don't really have anything like that, man. Not modelling wise, though. I don't think I'm a fucking good looking person, innit? I just fucking ramble. Do you know what I mean? People find us funny. But I haven't got looks or anything like that, mate. If you've genuinely got looks, fucking use them, mate. It'll make your life so much easier. Like, do you know how hard it is to be weird and ugly? Or to be weird, like, just for people to find you weird? Do you know what I mean? Like, if people look at you and think, fucking hell, I'd love to fucking see inside their knickers, or I'd love to fucking see inside his underwear. People look at you like that, mate. It opens doors, mate. So fucking open doors. You don't have to open your legs for it, you know. Don't ruin your relationship with
Robbie George.
nothing like that. But you just, it seems like it makes your life easier, mate, to be an attractive person. And if you are, you might as well use that to your advantage. Maybe you don't model specifically. Maybe you're not like, ooh, you know, I'm here in my underwear, fucking ears, big ears, a Sasquatch, Bigfoot creature with real mouse ears attached to it. Maybe you don't do it like that. Maybe you don't model like that, model clothes are out like that. Just use your good looks to your advantage. Use your looks to your advantage. Maybe you're good at drawing, mate. If you're good at drawing, what you should be doing is you should be on TikTok or Instagram Live with a good bit of fucking cleavage, whether you've got big tits or not. Good little bit of cleavage, right, on show. Drawing, people will watch it. Hands down, people will watch it. It'll get loads of views. People will then see your art and buy your art. And then, do you know what I mean? There's loads of opportunities, mate, for you. Don't be so blinkered, man. I keep telling people that on these videos, innit? Try not to be so blinkered to what it is you're going for. Just be willing to use a little bit of that and a little bit of this. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that sounds a bit more too serious, doesn't it? So we'll end it there.
Tig Biddy Dave.
So I'm going to say thank you to
Grabby George
for this.
And that's it, mate. That's the end of that one. That's that one got a bit serious, innit? Like a little bit of actual advice, innit? So if you're going to take anything away from these, don't be like, oh, this guy don't like fat people, or, is this guy making weird jokes about people's names because he thinks them names might be from other places. Don't take any of that away, That's not the message here. I mean, there isn't really a message, but, it would be nice if you were thinking about trying something. As long as you're not thinking about trying taxidermy, leave that to me, Don't be stepping on my toes, but fucking step on other people's toes. You want to be a bricklayer, mate. Apparently a very profitable business. Don't wait until you're 40 to think to yourself, you know what, I want to try being a hod carrier. Because you won't be able to be a hod carrier, mate. But if you enjoyed this, try all the others, mate. There's loads of different types of podcasts, man. I've got various series on here. So give them a go. Leave me a little 5-star rating as well on here, and share it in your stories, or send it to a mate, or shove it in your group chat. Maybe not this episode if you didn't think it was that good, but if you've listened to this to the end and you thought, I don't really get this, try one of the others, mate. Try a Here's How. See what you think of apparently sociopathic life hacks. Also, as well, truth seeking is back, mate. There's a little update that's worth hearing. Truth seeking's back, mate. So me and comedian Jimmy Budd discuss, various goings-ons in the world. Latest episode's called Checkmate Orcas, where we discuss a bit to do with chess, a bit to do with killer whales, a load of shit that's going on in Africa and that. They're funny, mate. They're good. They're a good laugh. I enjoy doing them, and people enjoy listening to them. Some people prefer them over these podcasts. Some people find my podcast, where I'm on my own, I quote, hard to follow, which is kind of annoying. But it's nice that they keep coming back, and nice that you possibly keep coming back. Unless this is the first time listening to one of these, in which case, fucking go and try some of the others and follow us on all the socials and that. But yeah, give us a follow, leave a rating on this. Follow the podcast as well, wherever you're listening, so you get the little updates of when the new ones come out. Normally it's Mondays and Wednesdays, but sometimes it changes. Leave the ratings. What else? Join the Patreon if you fancy it, and fucking listen to the adverts at the end, mate, because I earn a fraction of a penny or so for every other person that listens to them. I'll fucking see you in a bit, mate.